from all around your
Good morning, welcome again to another edition of the GDFL Footy Show on a very cold Saturday morning. It hasn't been a very, very cold week, it certainly has. Got a very special guest on the show coming up later this morning. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But of course the big games on last week out at the Gun Club. The Anarchy Roos too good for Winchelsea Blues. Out at the Keith Barclay Oval, the North Geelong Magpies. Did they get home in a thriller or what? They were down all day, 4 goals most of the game, and got ahead in the last kick of the day. And believe me, quarter time, or just before quarter time, 6 goals to zip. And it looked like it was going to be a very long day for the North Geelong Magpies. Paul Briggy kicking 8 goals, and Derek Fitzsimmons best on the ground. A magnificent sole performance by him. At the Ring Road Recreation Reserve, the Bellpost Hill Panthers, they defeated the Tommy Tigers. Eric Slubchild, we'll talk to Eric in a minute. Matt Jovanovic, 11 goals won. I'll ask Eric in a minute who taught him how to kick, and I've got a real sneaking suspicion I already know the answer. Out of Victoria Park, the Bannockburn Tigers, too good for Geelong West, who are yet to open their account for season 2011. And out at the Winter Resort, I've got my own idiot sheet here this morning, folks, and I don't understand my own writing. East Geelong Eagles, much too good for the Belmont Lions, who incidentally, after quarter time, kicked 17 goals, but not enough to win the game. And Lucas Murphy kicking 8 goals, and Ryan Closter 7 for East Geelong. Boy, have they got some goal kickers out there. And that, of course, followed by the 94.7 match of the day up at the Duck Pond, the Werribee Central's Footy Club, knocking off Inverleigh at home at the Duck Pond. And we've got a very special guest from Werribee Centrals coming up very shortly. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott, and once again I have assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football to eradicate, adjudicate, communicate, but definitely not procrastinate. And he is the doyen, and he's back off the bench, the legend of commentary in local football, the great man himself, former Geelong champion Eric Nichols. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick. Nice to be back again for a solo effort.
What an introduction.
Absolutely, yes. I couldn't get better than that, could I?
Now, just off the cuff, who did teach Matt Jovanovic how to kick the footy?
Yeah, I didn't think you'd ask me that, but...
You told me to, I'm there.
It's got to be 15 years ago. Matty came from Ocean Grove to play GFL footy with Bell Park, and Brian Cody, the then coach, seconded me for a couple of weeks to have some words with young Matty, and he actually remembered me a couple of weeks ago when we met out at Bannockburn.
That'll do it. A short yes or no would have been okay, mate.
Thanks very much.
And the king of the kids, who've got him back, I don't know where he's been, but not like Smithy, who's not here this morning. He's got a toothache, the poor big sook. But anyway, we've got Jason Doherty. Morning, Jace.
Hello, Dick. It's good to see that your intros have cut down in size too.
Absolutely.
How long was the intro?
Oh, no, it just goes forever.
And can I, at the break, we're going to get the cheat sheet. I'm going to show the audience. The Ring Road Recreation Reserve, the rah, 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 rah.
I thought it was Triple R. I thought it was an FM station at first. Unbelievable. Even I can understand that. Even I got myself confused, but never mind. Now, the 94.7 match of the day, Eric, Werribee Centrals and Inverleigh, not a bad game. And just a couple of quick words.
Well, it was a good game, Dick, in the fact that Werribee won and won fairly comfortably and put a dent in Inverleigh's finals aspirations.
OK, we'll have a bit of a chat about that later. We've got an interview now with Cal Lowther, and it's up at the Duck Pond. It's David Leach, the coach of the Werribee Centrals Footy Club. Here's Cal Lowther.
Dave, fantastic result. Inverleigh were obviously up against you as competing for the third spot, and you got a great victory, a good four-quarter performance.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. Yeah, a huge game for us. We fought 3 big weeks, Bellpost, East, and then that one. So our boys had to stay up and about for 3 weeks, and they put in a good effort over the last 2 and couldn't get the points. And then today was all about playing 120 minutes of footy. I thought the guys were great. We went out, we started okay. They came out all firing. They were playing for the same as us, mate. They're playing for that top 3 spot. And we've set ourselves straight after last week. We had a good meeting, and we really talked about our goals for the next 6 or 7 weeks. And this week had to be A1. And they done well. They challenged us in the last quarter as well, mate. So our guys had to show a fair bit of character in the last 10 minutes to come back to win by that margin. So.
Yep. Your midfield was obviously fantastic, and your half back line too, particularly Devon Ellis and Braden Smith. I thought he played really, really well today, and I think you tackled really well, and you really put their smaller bodies under heavy amounts of pressure.
Yeah, Devon Ellis was amazing. He missed the last couple sort of things, so he's came back into the side this week, and he's great for us. Young bloke, vice captain now, best on ground by a mile, I reckon today. Never got beaten one-on-one. Braden came into it in the second half, I thought more, probably halfway through the second. A bit of a slow start. I thought Bally off halfback was really good. Kicked a great running goal, which got us up and about. And even like that's Kitchen's best game for the year. Across half forward, just held his feet, took a couple of marks. So yeah, it was a real good effort today. Hard going in the ruck. That helped us send level forward. So I thought it was a real good effort across the ground. And it's always tough. They were up and about. They had a good win last week. So
would have been tough for them. It's difficult to always predict how much losing 2 players at half time would affect the side.
Yeah, it always is, mate. Like over the last couple of weeks, we've been in exactly the same position, you just wrecks a couple of your rotations and a couple of different options that you do have. The bottom line is, mate, you got to play these days to be a top 3 side. You got to play 4 quarters of footy. And over the last 2 weeks, we've probably dropped off in the last 10 minutes of each game. A goal down and against Bellpost, and then 11 points down at 3-quarter time last week. So we dropped away in the last quarter. They challenged us in the last quarter. We really need to show some ticker in the last 10 and probably kick the last 3 or 4 goals. So, which was good.
Yep.
Great interview there from Cal Lowther, and we'll have Cal again back next week for a great...
Yeah, okay.
What is it?
Yeah, no, well,
what is it?
I just want to, before we go to the break, I just want to say, this is the cheat sheet. And as you can see, Dick is just, look, this is great. Look at this here. The Ring Road Recreation Reserve. And look at this. Everybody's in uppercase, except Thompson.
I know.
I don't know why Thompson aren't in uppercase. Can you explain why they're not in uppercase?
Well, I love the Tommy Tigers, as you know.
And if we go back to here, North Geelong, P. Brig.
That's all right.
Yeah, and DFS. Is that a shopping centre or what's that?
Want to go to DFS.
Derek Fitzsimmons, BOG.
Look at that. And he was best on the ground too.
And how come Lucas Murphy and Ryan Closter get, and he usually does, Ryan Cloister he usually calls him, how come they get lowercase? What's the deal there?
No, that's all right. I had to fit him in the bottom line.
Great.
And down the bottom there, I see DP. I thought that was my cue to say something, but I realised it actually
Duck pond.
for the duck pond.
And obviously, after all this time, you've got a PA who can use red on the computer now.
Well,
which
I've
is
discovered
really
that. I've got a little symbol. I don't know if folks at home realise on your computer you've got to actually colour that you use on the computer. Only took me 20 years to work it out.
Dick normally saves these. He puts them in a file. He's not going to do that.
Oh, yeah, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Oh, we're going to talk about the footy, but we haven't got time now. We're going to take a break, pay some bills. I've got a very special guest coming on in segment 2. We'll be back after this.
District Football League. We are the Raiders from all around Geelong.